What's going on, everybody? This is Anthony Campo with the Be Battle Ready podcast. This is the Daily Battle Edition, and today I'm going to talk about speed kills. This is just off the top of my dome, so let's get into it. All right. So, earlier in the week I came at you about I quit. I've been intending on doing one of these a day. I just haven't done that. Today I'm getting to it. I might make up over it over the weekend. But today I want to talk to you about speed kills. It's relevant to where I'm at right now. It's relevant to the momentum I'm building in what I'm attacking on a daily basis. So the biggest thing, this is just straight off the top of my dome. So if I'm rambling, oh well, here we are. So over the last 90 days, I entered into the Wake Up Warrior 90-day fundamental challenge. And if you don't know Wake Up Warrior, it is a movement. It is a organization of coaches helping married businessmen, a program for helping married businessmen. And they live by, they operate in this fashion of a challenge-based lifestyle. So you end up setting challenges in 4 domains of your life, and you build daily actions that will lead you toward that outcome. And there's a weekly game inside of that about getting, key big things done, especially in business, to progress your business forward. So I don't want to go too deep into that, but I want to give you that context, that backstory about where I'm coming from with speed kills. So inside this daily routine, I've been operating in some form of fashion. In 2017, my buddy, I entered into his mastermind that had a similar format. It had 8 things to do, which is very similar to Wake Up Warrior, but in a different context, in a different thing. So started doing that in 2017, and then I started actually back up because I found about, and I started getting up and meditating and working out in 2016 because of Wake Up Warrior. And it was different how I operated in the past because the life that I lived before was one that I can get my workout done at 5 a.m. or I can get done at 6 p.m. because I lived in a gym. I worked in a gym. That was my life. It was actually amazing opportunity. It was an amazing experience. I do miss it a lot. I do miss that lifestyle a lot. Things have changed a lot. But then it came into this, working out was for a purpose, and I found a lot of power. I found a lot of breakthrough through that, right? So through my workouts. But fast forward to begin this year, I signed up for this Warrior book, and it had this series of videos and operating, and I was familiar with it. And so I started doing it. And it was up and down, up until, and I was kind of doing it alone. And then I entered into Wake Up Warrior's official, King's Kit, and then into the 90-day challenge. And then with that, I saw similar patterns, and then, I really got kicked in the dick a little bit by one of the coaches, and that kind of, that changed up some, my trajectory. I did have some other challenges with, we have 2 kids that don't sleep very well, and it becomes challenging getting up 4:30, 5:30 and getting through it, and then getting on the rest of your day, and then just getting pulled in different directions. But what I've learned in this is that, speed kills, right? So I started towards the end of the challenge really picking up a rhythm of like, oh shit, if I just attack it, right? And I let go of, the resistance, and I just attack it. I just attack as fast as I possibly can. Not surface level, but just attack it. That started to build up, and, ended the challenge, did all right. And as far as execution, as far as looking at that overall thing, But now I got to set a new challenge, and this week was the first part of that new challenge. And one thing that I was going back and forth with my workouts was, coming from where I spent 3 years training with a coach, writing programs that were, having him write me a program that was, mirrored an athlete. Even though I wasn't competing, this was a real, internal development. It was very spiritual, those 3 years. As you might, well, how is working out spiritual? I mean, you get to face a lot of things in the workout environment, in going through challenging workouts that you don't believe you can, and you get through. And in that's where I say it's spiritual, because, and then even just consistently dedicating yourself to an hour and a half a day, and training like that. So I had this ever since I've tried to do this, living the Warrior's way, and getting up and executing the fitness component. I had this pull back into what I was used to, and I was like, fuck, I used to able to access all this raw primal power, lifting weights and using power and strength and endurance and going through all these domains within your fitness. And inside of that, I kept getting pulled back into hey, that's how I need to claim power. But so the start of this challenge, I was like, you know what? We ended up acquiring a treadmill, and I was like, look, I'm just gonna run for 30 minutes. And it's like, well, I've always had this internal dialogue of that. Well, it's not enough. But getting into that, it allowed me to build momentum going throughout my day. And honestly, the last 4 days, I feel more productive. I feel like I'm moving faster and picking up speed, where, I was just all over the place. And the other thing that I realized today is that, it wasn't doing actual work or putting out effort that I had resistance to. It was being able to accomplish all that in a certain period of time, and believing that I could. So the speed allowed me to get time back, right? The speed of execution, the speed of that allowed me to get time back. And that's allowing me to to increase my capacity. Increase my capacity to do work. And that this doesn't mean to do more work because more work is more work. It's to know what work is effective, right? So I'll give you the analogy, going back to how I used to train before. That's no longer effective of where I'm going, because now I'm a husband, father, and, trying to restart, my business life. Going from having a business to having a job for about 2 years, and then being let go and having to restart and be like, well, where do I fit in? Where does my routine? Where am I truly going? I really feel like working with people, especially in fitness and what I found in working one-on-one and running programs for people, it was a very impactful experience on both sides. So how do I and in that, it felt like, oh, there's some purpose there. And I do have some pulls and other purposes. And especially in production and business. But also, now I have all these pulls as a father, and as a husband. And having to learn that. So my point is that the speed of execution that I'm able to build, and it doesn't come right away, is that I continue am able to produce more, able to move forward faster. So why I say speed kills, because, the faster you can get through any resistance that's holding you back, the faster I can get through, and personally, I can get through that resistance. The faster I just execute and move, because, in the last 2 to 3, 4, 5 years, I've been slowing down and holding back. And it's like, I realized about 3 weeks ago, I was like, I feel like I have a foot on the gas and a foot on the brake. And I don't know why. And I started to peel back those layers. So, as I feel like I'm releasing that brake, the momentum and the capacity starts to build. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope it's impactful for you. I hope that you can gain some nugget from that. I hope my journey can impact your journey. And I look forward to coming at you again tomorrow and maybe even later today because I need to catch up because I need, that's my commitment. So I look forward to supporting you, and I hope you have an amazing day. Talk to you soon.